Welcome to Steve, where all your hopes and dreams come true. I'm Steve, and we're going to go on a journey to my buddy Vaal's place. Vaaal is an incredible musician, producer. He does a lot of film music, sync music, trailer music, especially in the horror realm, soundscapes, orchestral. He's also into Eurorack modular synthesizer world, so we're going to investigate that. We're going to go by his place, see what it's all about. So let's check it out.
Hey,
come on in.
come here, Rosie.
Come on. Yeah,
Hey.
so this is where I'm at. Studio's in here.
Cool.
Let's go check it out. Dumping ground. It's a small drum kit, some of my guitars and a couple of banjos, and it's fun because it's got the main bell underneath. It's just not enough space for a 14-inch hi-hat. What else do we got here? So this is a really old banjo that I'm planning on trying to restore. It's like 120 years old. I call it the GHOST Banjo. And I've only used it for horror movies so far, but...
How do you use it for a horror movie?
Yeah, mic it, bow it, pluck it. It's like getting the vibe of the instrument because it's pretty broken down, but I like it. It's got a lot of character. This one is from the 70s, so a little bit younger. Completely out of tune now, but I don't really.
I like
play
that tuning.
Yeah, exactly. I don't really play it to begin with.
Very jazzy banjo. Gotta have your pink Strat.
Yeah, well, it's actually a Bass 6.
Oh, the Bass 6. Okay.
Yeah.
So how is that different than a baritone?
It's a full octave below a regular guitar is how it starts.
Okay.
And this one I've tuned down even further.
So what's the lowest string on here?
I think it's double E. It's pretty...
So that's the E where a normal bass would be?
Yeah.
The lowest note? And then it's
now I've... so no, this would be an octave below a regular bass. I really like the low-tuned stuff.
So how do you use this?
I've been using it for a lot of metal stuff. More as a guitar than as a bass, but chords are pretty limited given how low tuned it is. But I like it. It's a comfortable guitar bass, I guess. Like you can hear how low the highest string is.
Whoa.
Yeah,
It's just hanging in there.
and it's got a whammy bar. Yeah, exactly. So that's one of the unique selling points for me was to have something super low tuned that could also have a whammy bar. Yeah, of course, gotta have the 12 string.
Is that an Epiphone?
Yes. Mac Demarco's old 12 string. He created an offer-up profile and did a little spring sale of his studio.
Whoa.
Like a year ago. And I think I bought this for like $150 or something.
Amazing. And it's in tune.
Yeah, it sounds pretty decent. No, I love a good 12 string. What else do we got here in the corner? We got some toy synths that I don't think work anymore. And then I got this. This is your instrument.
Do you play any flute?
No, at least not this type of flute. No, it's probably the wrong side too. I don't even know.
No, that's right. Yeah.
I'm play it like this.
Yep, that's right. Left hand up.
I think I just used it for a couple of like one shots.
Okay.
Then used them as samples in my own music. And just the mechanics of it at all, like I just like that sound of like the...
Oh, you'll record that?
Yeah, like $40.
Okay.
Something. Got a baritone flute here too, actually. Oh. And I've always been a fan of recorder. It's like it's a fun sounding instrument, and like I just like the expressiveness of like those like overtones and stuff.
You got a bunch of tambourines, the
Yeah.
little floor tom.
Tambourines, small floor tom that belongs with this kit originally. That's saving the space right now.
That actually sounds good.
Yeah, I like it. It wasn't too long ago since I put on new drum heads on the kick and on this snare here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty good sounding.
What's this thing? Hey, is that glockenspiel back here?
It's the washboard
Oh, washboard.
from that a collaborator gifted to me. This used to belong to the percussionist in Mothers of Invention. So I guess it has some of that old experimental magic to it or something. Washboard. Oh yeah, Foreman.
A Foreman.
I think
Foreman.
that was his name, percussionist. I'm not sure if he's alive still or not, but he left this washboard with my friend, and my friend gave it to me. So we'll see if he ever reaches out and wants it back. But yeah, it's a cool sounding.
Did you make these?
Yeah, they were originally. So I kind of upholstered them with this burlap. I don't know if you can see what they used to look like. Oops. Kind of a little bit back here. But yeah, a friend gifted them to me when I moved in here. Guess this is the biggest one here. This is like two of those panels combined into one for like a much thicker one. This is a Gong Amp, originally created in the like 1920s, I believe, for one of the first synthesizers. It's essentially a gong cymbal with a transducer nailed on the back. The sound gets played through the cymbal, and you record the vibrations of it, and it has a very specific sound that can almost sound like a brass instrument at times. Running like a synth bass pulse through it will give it this like brassy quality to it, and it's one of my proudest pieces in the studio, I think. I've got 3 different pedal chains going on here. This is the first one. These go to the chroma console. We got a combination of like fuzzes, reverb, delay. I love this Strymon Volante.
Oh, that's cool. And then the warm audio.
Yeah,
I always love those old Mooger Fugger. Does it sound good?
it does. It just doesn't get as much use as I had thought.
Right.
I would use it for.
And then what's this this purple one?
So that's Dark Light by Old Blood Noise Endeavor. It's a combination of 2 of their pedals. They're kind of trippy modulated reverbs. And when they're combined like this, you have this spread knob in the middle, so you can get kind of weird stereo field. I was selling something. This one guy, he reached out to me and was like, hey, I have some vintage synthesizers if you're interested in trading. He'll deliver it here too. So, but it's kind of beat up and like half works. But like the character that it has is just magical. The Bixby and the plus pedal from Game Changer Audio, yeah.
Changes your pitch up and down.
Exactly. It's pretty much like a whammy pedal or a Bixby pedal.
And then what's the
The plus.
The plus.
It's like a sustain pedal. Using for some sound effects. This is a soundbox that my friend Nick built that you can do a bunch of cool stuff with. I've been using this, the Ferris by Landscape and Evixen, I believe her name is. I don't think we can get a proper tone now with it not being amplified, but it's essentially a big magnet and a spinning plate.
But I'll run guitar through these pedals as well. The Attack Decay is a recent pedal that I've added to the collection, and I really like the polyphonic mode on it. It's just a really weird synth guitar type of sound. When I do metal music or more conventional guitar, I'll run it through here. Freak out, it's a lot of fun. It just creates artificial feedback and like subharmonics and stuff like that. You can use it in creative ways to get like also like a kind of synthy guitar tone. A lot of what I like with guitar pedals are the ones that just makes the guitar not sound like a guitar, where it's more of a weird kind of digitized version of it. And I like when the tracking is kind of off and you get all these like quirks and stuff, and I find that happens a lot with Freak Out. It happens with Time Shadows, and then of course Synth 9 by Electro Harmonics is just that, you know, and that it actually is supposed to sound like a synth. I like Blooms as like a kind of overdrive, more like a almost as a preamp for like, so that's their version. They have another pedal called Plumes. Then they made this that's supposed to be for bass and kind of more low-tuned guitar, so it works for the Bass VI or these. We have like a Schecter, more of a metal guitar there. So you're big into the modular world, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So kind of run me down how you incorporate all of these. How does this even work? I almost see the Eurorack as its own. Like, I just have a stereo out coming from. I have a mixer here. So this is a mixer that at the moment I'm just running stereo out from the mixer, but it has individual outs per channel as well. So that's how I see this kind of as its own system. Just going straight into the front of my patch bay. It's a combination of sound sources and sound processing modules. We have some classics like the Mutable Instruments Clouds. It's like the Fender Strat of Eurorack, pretty much. I have a clone version of that as well. Down here, it's a lot bigger and like requires some more menu diving stuff, whereas this has more knob per function, essentially. We've got some sequencers here, the Variegate 4 Plus and a Steppy. We also got my own module here, the Mangle, which is a passive Eurorack module. Since it's passive, it doesn't have its own power source. So you can essentially use this to either force sounds through it, and you send power through the front jacks here, and it pushes it through this chip, and you get a pretty weird tone to it, like that's associated with like passive electronics. That's something I'm very proud of and tend to use a lot in my work. Yeah, this is made by Error Instruments, Paul Tass in the Netherlands. It's barely working now. Yeah, it's essentially just that. It's a cassette player mounted on a Eurorack panel, and you can control the speed of the tape either with this knob here or through control signals controlling it, so you can sequence it to kind of go like this if you wanted to. But it's pretty lo-fi by nature. We have some control surfaces here. I really like this Bella Gliss. These are passive control surfaces, so essentially you plug one signal in here and then continues out there, and you decide how much of the signal passes through with your fingers, like through capacitated touch. And we have a lot of Make Noise modules as well. Make Noise is one of my favorite Eurorack brands. I even got a tattoo. We got their XBO dual prismatic oscillator. We got their stereo filter Q-Pass. We got a Woggle Bug. It's a random source of random. We got the Morphogene, which is like pretty much also like a tape machine.
It has like granular ways of processing audio too. Mimeophone is it's a stereo delay and reverb. That's really cool. We also got the Spectraphone, which is probably the biggest module that I got. Buchla Tip Top audio quad function generator. It's like a module from the 70s originally that they've now done a much cheaper reissue for Eurorack. That I'm still figuring this out and like kind of going back to basics with it, or not back to basics, it's the wrong term because it's pretty complicated. But that's what I like about Eurorack. Everything is foreign. It's always new surprises when you work with these things. So.
And then, so this is all. What's your interface that you're using in your setup?
I'm using an Apollo X8P. Nothing like super fancy. Just gets the job done, and I have a patch bay connected to it. I have some stuff like pre-routed, but most of the things, I don't know, I like being hands-on, and I kind of like, I know when I plug 4 out, my Moog grandmother is active on channel 4 instead. We got some Mackeys HR824 speakers that I got to borrow actually from my friend Scott from the Crystal Method. He just had so many monitors, and I was on, I think I had some Yamaha HS8s or something, and they get the job done, but these are much better. We got a Yamaha subwoofer that kind of gives us a little extra oomph under there.
Do you find that's helpful for when you're mixing and making music?
Yeah, definitely. Because there's so much low frequency content, especially in like trailers. I need to make sure that those sounds really translate in the proper way. But honestly, the last like year or so since I got the Slate VSX headphones with the software that it comes with, I've almost only been using these, and like I'll reference on the speakers every now and then, or if I'm working with someone else I'll use the speakers. But when I'm by myself, I've grown to like prefer working in these, and just being able to switch the studio environment in the plugin instead has helped me and my mixing a lot.
Oh, so they're like modeling
exactly, yeah.
Headphones. That's cool.
They have a lot of great studios that they've modeled for them, but also cars and stuff like that. And so you don't have to go out to your car anymore to do the car test. You can just switch it.
Just do it on the headphones.
Yeah.
So everyone, sell your cars, buy your headphones.
Exactly. They even have AirPod modeling as well.
Whoa.
I'll still go out to the car and like listen there, or I'll bounce it and listen on my actual AirPods. Out around the house, because it is nice to get out of the studio sometimes too. We got a huge string reverb here. It's pretty fun. And this is plugged into my Eurorack. Right
Okay,
now,
so for people who don't know how spring reverbs work,
yeah,
how does this function?
So you essentially got a little speaker and a little microphone, and the speaker plays the sound through the springs, and I'm not sure what side is what here now. But one of the other sides then picks up that sound through the springs, and you get a pretty eerie sounding reverb that I guess a lot of people would call nostalgic, and it has a lot of cool character, and obviously it's tactile, so you can dampen the reverb with your fingers as you're using it, so you're kind of playing the reverb that way, or even flicking it, you get this like kind of laser sound that you can't really hear right now, but you got a smaller one down here too. The music listening station.
So when you need a break from the studio, this is kind of the go-to place.
I've never really had a music listening station outside of like my home studio. When we moved in here and we had this extra space, I was like, let's do it. And it's really nice. So I'll just sit here and I'll listen to my records and hopefully get inspired, or play a little bit right here too. It's just nice to get out. And then we have the piano.
Sounds good. It's got a vibe.
Yeah. Also really old, like 120 or something.
Whoa.
And like check out these, like the overtones on that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's the backyard. I can go out here and take breaks a lot and just get out of the dungeon, or the coal mine as we call it sometimes. Yeah, it's a pretty girl.
Thanks for stopping by, guys. What an awesome studio Vaaal has. He's just super talented, just amazing dude who can really make incredible sounds. If you have any ideas of who we should interview next, know anyone in the Los Angeles area who does something cool, I want to learn about it. I want to check it out. Could be music, could be non-music. Leave it in the comments below. And yeah, we'll see you next time. We'll see you real soon.